Today we are going to be talking about natto. Natto is a Japanese fermented soybean. It's very popular in Japan, especially in certain regions. This is what it looks like once it's finished. It has a really sticky texture and a very distinct flavor, so some people love it. I love it. Meg loves it. My dad and mom love it, but a lot of other people really are repulsed by it. It's super healthy because it's fermented, and in Japan, it is known to claim a lot of health problems. All right, it's also super easy to make. It takes about 24 to 36 hours, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so what you're gonna need is your natto soybeans. These are already dried, and as you can see, they're round little balls. They're hard. We purchased these from Laura's Soybeans. It was the only place we were able to find them. And as you can see, we make natto quite often. Right. Next, you'll need your Instapot because this will be making them in your Instapot. So we have an 8-quart Instapot here. You'll need a colander. You'll need water. We use filtered water. You'll need a measuring cup for measuring out your natto beans. You'll need your mother natto. This is the starter. And this, you can buy at most Asian restaurants. It's in the frozen section. It comes in a little white packet. And this is where you'll get your spores from. And so this is what we use for our starter natto. And we also call it the mother natto. We have a scooper. This will help us scoop out the natto when it's finished so we can store it. We have a silicone muffin tray. And I can't remember if I mentioned you'll need a colander. So we are going to start with 1.5 cups of your natto beans. What you're going to do is put them in your bowl. It's roughly 1.5 cups. And the first step is you're going to want to soak these overnight. So the ratio is 1 to 3 cups of water. So since we have 1.5 cups of dried beans in here, we just are going to put in roughly 5 cups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since you're just soaking it can be a rough estimate of water. It doesn't need to be exact. All right, and we're going to leave it here to soak overnight. So now that we've been soaking our soybeans overnight, we have them. This is what they look like. We did this yesterday. But the shape has changed. So now, instead of being a ball, they're more oval shape. All right? So what you're going to do is you're going to drain these quickly over here. Do a quick, there you go. Quick drain. And let me get my Instapot. And what you're going to do is take them, put them in your Instapot, and you're going to want to cover them with filtered water, just enough to cover the top of the beans. There we go. So that's about, I think, 2.5 cups of water, approximately. All right, so once you have your water in here, you're going to take your Instapot. Clearly, my kitchen is not big enough. Take your Instapot and there you go. Put your natto beans in there. Put the lid on. All right. So turn your Instapot on, and you're going to want to have it set on high pressure for about 20 to 25 minutes. If you want a softer natto, then you cook it longer. And if you like a denser natto, then cook it for a shorter amount. 23 minutes on high pressure. 23 on high pressure. We'll come back to it. All right, so now we're going to do the next step while we're waiting for the soybeans to cook in the Instapot. You're going to take about a tablespoon and a half to 2 tablespoons of your starter natto. I believe we have about 1.5 tablespoons of starter natto. Put it in a bowl. And you're going to mix that with, we have warm water over here. It's filtered warm water. And you're going to mix it with about 1.5 tablespoons of water. All right. Take your hashi, mix it up. This is the part that I like the least because it just becomes incredibly slimy mess. But once you mix it, you can set that to the side and wait for your Instapot to finish with the finish its cycle. All right, let's open up our Instapot and see what we have inside. So just a reminder, it's been on high pressure for 23 minutes. We get a big spoon to stir with. Open it, and there's the reveal. All right. There's the natto. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab your colander again, and you're going to want to drain it. So let me get my colander. So what you're going to do is you're going to drain it and then quickly return it back to the Instapot. And pop it back in. All right. Now you're going to take the mother natto that you mixed with water and see the consistency and mix it in and give it a good stir. I'm going to make sure the natto is thoroughly coated in the mother natto mixture. Baby natto hanging out with mommy natto. So as you can see, everything is coated in mother natto. It looks very slimy, which is what you want. That's good. And you're going to set it to 30 hours on yogurt mode. 30 hours on yogurt mode, but you're not going to want to put the lid on it. This time, you're going to cover it with just a dry paper towel. Right. And leave it like this. So once it's covered with the dry paper towel, you're just going to leave it like this for 30 hours. And the reason you have it here is so that the air can circulate through and it can ferment your soybeans. All right. So after 30 hours in yogurt mode, you're going to want to take off for the reveal. And, oh, that looks really fermented. This is what the natto will look like. As you can see, the consistency and the texture of it is very stringy and very sticky. All right. And what we do is, this is how we store it. It freezes wonderfully. So we get a muffin tin, or is a silicone. All right. And this is our scooper. It scoops out approximately 1.5 tablespoons. And we just take a generous helping. There we go. And put it into each muffin tin. All right. And typically after 30 hours, once you remove your paper towel, the scent is very, very overpowering. You can eat it immediately if you like, or you can let it sit in your fridge for a couple days before doing this step. And that will help dissipate the smell a little bit, so it's not so strong. Or you can eat it as it is, but we like to, for us, we like to store it in the fridge for about a day, and then we will put it into these, typically. There you go. As you can see, it's very, very stringy. part of the appeal of natto. It's really good mixed with a little bit of soy sauce, green onions, and a little bit of Japanese mustard. We can eat it over rice. It's really popular like that. There's also natto sushi, where you'll take natto and wrap it in seaweed. That's very popular. You can have natto miso soup. I don't know. I feel like natto is definitely an acquired taste. Sometimes you have to try it a couple times, I think, before you like it. All right, there we go. So, ta-da! And what we're going to do is we'll put it in the freezer until it hardens. And then we'll pop them out and put them in a little reusable plastic baggie. I'll show you that in a minute. Okay. Hi everybody, we're back with our homemade natto. And we have our natto. It's been in the freezer. You want to keep it in there for at least 24 hours. We've had ours a little bit longer than that. So let's take off the tin foil. And there's our natto. All right. So what we do to store it is we take a reusable silicone bag. And we just pop them out like this. It is a little sticky, but we just slip it in there like that. And you'll have a few rogue natto beans. That's okay. You can just eat those. Here we go. Pop it. Ooh, look at that. Still pretty stringy. Okay, you can watch one more show. All right, they all fit in our bag. Close it up and pop it in the freezer, and then whenever you want, you can just take one out, defrost it, and there you go. So just a recap on how to do natto from home. First, you're going to want to start with your dried natto beans. You're going to want to soak them overnight in filtered water. Then, after you drain them, you're going to cook them for 23 minutes on high in your Instapot. Once you're done, you're going to want to stir in your mother natto. And then you're going to put them back in your Instapot, yogurt mode for 30 hours. And then once you're done, you will have fermented natto. And that's how you make your natto soybeans.
Please like us and subscribe.